Hello everyone, welcome back to Think Turkey, and in today's video we're going to be talking to you about Alanya, the different neighborhoods in Alanya, and where you should be purchasing property in Alanya. So number one question is, why Alanya? Why is Alanya a good place to purchase a villa? So if you've been to Antalya, Kemer, Alanya, these regions, you can tell right away that Alanya's villa scene is quite different and unique when compared to these other places. Alanya is about an hour and a half drive away from Antalya, from the main city. And it's also got an airport which is approximately 45 minutes to an hour away from Alanya in Gazi Pasha, which is the Gazi Pasha airport. So when you compare Alanya to, let's say, Antalya or Kemer or Fethiye, these other regions, you can see that Alanya's villa scene is quite unique in a way. So you'll see when I show you the actual places that the villas that are being built in Alanya are at a higher sort of elevation. So you've got the sea here, and the villas are being built at at the hills that are right behind the coast. So you've got a very clear view of the sea directly, and even if your house is behind another house, but because it's elevated, it's one step above, it's elevated above, so you still get, everyone basically gets a clear view of the sea. That is one unique aspect. It's sort of like a cliffside villa sort of feel. So that makes it very unique for Alanya. The next thing is that about Alanya and places like Kemer, Fethiye, these are all hot foreign markets. These are places where foreigners have been buying for years and years and years, and it'll continue on because you've got the climate, you've got the beautiful real estate they've got. You've got just the entire infrastructure that's available, and obviously you've got good value for your money, right? So there's been lots of people from Russia, from Europe, from the Middle East. You've got people from all over, from North America, that are now coming in and buying property up in these regions. So this place will always be a haven for foreigners, for retirees, for remote workers, these types of people, investors that are looking to hedge themselves against the currency fluctuation, because here you've got a market which is mainly focused towards foreigners, towards like the tourist side of things. So your property is basically being valued in dollars, in euros actually. So the currency that people actually advertise in or quote in especially in Alanya. I'm not talking about Antalya and other places, but specifically in Alanya, everything is quoted in euros, especially when it comes to villas. Now the transaction, due to the government regulations and stuff, obviously will take place in Turkish liras, but when we make the actual when we ask for the prices, when we get the quotations, these are all quoted in euros. So that's one good thing about buying properties in places like Alanya, where there's a strong demand from the foreign market for villas in this region. So the main areas of that, that where you can purchase villas in Alanya are basically the ones that you'll hear are Tepe Mahallesi, Bektas Mahallesi. So Tepe, Bektas, these are the like immediate ones, very close to the city center. Then as you move along, there's Oba Mahallesi, there's Mahmutlar, Kestel, and then finally there's Kargicak, which is one of my favorites, and you'll see why. So these are all the neighborhoods. Now, let me take you for a drive into these areas so you can get a better idea of what these places look like, and then you can sort of decide for yourself what works best for you. Let's go. So we are right now in Tepe Mahallesi, and you can see here, you can see behind me is the view of the city basically all around. And let me show you here. Look. So yeah, as you can see here, this area is very nice. So basically there are more villas here. There's some villas over here on this side. It's a very beautiful place, very natural. It's not even that cold, to be honest. Pretty much, you're just on with a hoodie, and that's, it's not too bad. Even though we're all the way high up here, it's not too bad at all. Got great views. It's a little cloudy, so it's not that clear, but definitely very beautiful. So this is one of the areas, but I'll be showing you the other neighborhoods as well. So let's go have a drive and go back and check out the other areas as well. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so let's take you to the next neighborhood, which is called Bektas. And as you can see, we're just driving down, and you can see the cliffside villas on the left-hand side, and then the beautiful sea view on the right-hand side. All right, so a lot of these villas are a bit older, as you can see from the design. They're a bit about 10, 15 years old. But there is still room for growth. There's still definitely a lot of room for growth. There are some decent plots of land that you could utilize. You could see some construction going on, for example, there. Yeah, let's take a look into this more area. I'll drive around a little bit more and show you, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Can't stop me now, can't stop me now. And my feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. Can't stop me now, can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at, ain't turning back around. You can't stop me.
Okay, so now we are in Oba Mahallesi, the neighborhood of Oba. So basically you can see here, this is not a very villa type of area overall. I mean, there are villas here, there are some villas for sale and villa projects in this region, but it's more of a apartment style of living, as you can see from the video. So let's drive around here and see, and later on in the video you will also see some sort of like lemon farming areas, orange farms, lemon farms. Specifically lemon farms I've seen a lot more in Oba. Okay, so let's give you a tour of this area. Next, we have Mahmutlar. So Mahmutlar, many of you have already probably familiar with this region. It's quite popular amongst foreigners, amongst expats, and especially in summertime, this area is pretty full. So as you can see why, on the right-hand side, the Corniche side, the coast side is quite well developed. You've got amazing apartment buildings on the left-hand side with sea view. You've got a walking path, and right behind that is a beautiful beach, which is right now it's winter, so it's not very pleasant at this time. But as you can see, you've got all the amenities here. You've got all the, you've got a gas station, you've got stores, banks, everything is within reach, hotels. So this is an area, it's good again for apartment style living.
not so much for villas. So I'm gonna take you now to the next region. Okay, so now we're just entering Kargicak Mahallesi, which is the up and coming neighborhood of Alanya, which, you know, the locals are all raving about this area. This is the area that you should be interested in, that you should be investing in, specifically when it comes to buying villas, buying land, you know, anything related to investment in real estate. This is the area. This is the final stop in Alanya. This is the final frontier, let's say, at the edge of Alanya. And we're seeing a lot of movement here, a lot of builders here, a lot of projects that are coming up. So if you're planning on something, you know, for the mid to long term, let's say, I wouldn't even say long term. I would say, you know, the midterm basically. This is the area that you should be looking at. A lot of these properties that you see right now are older. A lot of the new developments are coming up in this region, like sea view areas, and you will see that up and coming in the new videos that I'll be posting about projects and different developments that are coming. So for now, you can see this area. It doesn't look pretty at this time, but there's a lot of potential here. And I would advise you to keep an eye out in this area. And I'll be sharing more up and coming projects, beautiful, luxurious villa projects in this area. Just wanted to touch base also on Alanya and the property prices in general here when it comes to villas, because we're talking about villas here. By the way, this is a lot of banana plantations here as well. And on the right side, you could see some apartment buildings as well that have sprung up. So Alanya, by the way, Kargicak has you know, permission. They don't have any permission to build very tall high rises. So you will see here like approximately 4 or 5 floors at most. You will not see higher floors here in this region in Kargicak. So I was talking about prices. So in terms of prices, we are looking at approximately 300,000 euros, as I mentioned here. The currency which you will usually hear here is in euros, and I'm going to mention it in euros because of the fluctuations that are happening, and we don't know how the prices are going to keep changing. So when you see this video, roughly you're looking at about 300,000 to start. And 350 will give you a little bit more choice, but again, not that much. You're getting comfortable with 400, 500,000 euros in that range. You're starting to get comfortable. And now, as the construction prices increase, you're even going to see luxury villas going for 600,000, 700,000, you know, all the way up to $1 million and more, obviously, right? So, generally speaking, if you're coming here, you want some different choices, you're looking at about 400, 500,000.